Hi, Kevin Coop here. This is FaceTime with the Content Guy, coming to you this week from San Francisco, a city for which I've always had a lot of affection, and not just because it's just the basic fact it's a fabulous city, but also something very important in my career happened here, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that today, under the subject heading of the power of belief. And no, this isn't going to be a sermon. It's a real life story. Anyway, a long time ago, maybe 25 years or so ago, I was working as a writer for a magazine that covered the supermarket industry. And I was approached by the folks at McLean Hunter Media, which had owned at the time a program called Supermarket Insights, and which was part of the Retail Insights family of products. So this was a video program that went out to people every month about what was going on in supermarkets, convenience stores, restaurants, that sort of thing. And they approached me because they wanted me to be part of this program. And they thought I could do a decent job both writing for it and being on camera. I think it was mostly because I didn't have any visible scars. I knew how to stand up in front of a group. I knew how to stand up in front of a camera because I'd studied film in college. And I knew something about the industry, and I knew how to write. So I was kind of an unusual package of the talents. And because I was a very, very smart guy all those years ago, I turned them down. I said, nah, I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to stay in print. Well, some months later, I was here in San Francisco, and I was at a convention. I think it was NAGA. And I remember that they reached out to me once again from Supermarket Insights. And they said, well, we haven't found anybody yet to take that job. We'd love to talk to you again. And that day they brought out the heavy guns. They brought out a guy named Hal Clark, who was the senior vice president of the company, and he was basically in charge of all the Supermarket Insights video programs. And I remember that breakfast vividly, because Hal walked in there, and Hal made me believe. He felt so passionately about that product that he utterly made me totally buy into it while I was there, just during that breakfast. And once we finished breakfast, I was ready to sign on. And that's, listen, let me tell you something. I've always liked Hal. But if you picked 100 subjects, we'd probably disagree on 98 of them. But he made me believe that day. And the power of belief, the power of persuasion, the power of passion, and the ability to communicate it, that's a really potent combination. The interesting thing was not long ago, I was at that little morning newsbeat party we threw in Portland, and I bumped into somebody else who had been hired by Hal, who had exactly the same experience for an entirely different product that Hal was at that time working on. I just think that's an amazing combination. The ability to have that kind of passion for a product, to believe in it that much, and be able to persuade people to follow you in that dream, that's an enormous competitive advantage. And I think it's things that everybody has to have in their business life. You've got to believe in what you're doing. You've got to believe in what you're selling. You've got to believe in the thing you're spending that much time on. And I think it really works well if you can kind of communicate that belief to other people. Listen, Hal hadn't had that conversation with me all those years ago. Well, you know something? I wouldn't have gone to Supermarket Insights. It wouldn't have ended up with me going to a website called ideabeat.com, which despite the fact that it was an utter debacle, ended up with me starting Morning Newsbeat. And that was, listen, the happiest I've ever been in my professional life. And it's all because of one man's power of belief and the ability to communicate it. Anyway, that's what's on my mind. It's Thursday morning, and as always, I want to hear what's on your mind.